Well, I've been studying grants for about 50 years, probably about 49 and a half, but it's close enough for government work, isn't it? And what I believe now, and after studying these, I've written hundreds of books on the subject and helps millions of people. And now I think is the best time in our economy where you could get a great $100,000 a year job without going to college, without any background, without any talent, and without any cash. Absolutely. I mean, we just had college degrees were the ticket to all this, but it's not like that anymore because we see that's not working, and we need more people now on high-paying skills jobs where you get skills that earn big money, not sitting in the classroom and learning algebra and English, which I hated. But this, where you're in the field and learning stuff and making money while you're learning stuff, and then working that into $100,000 a year job, easy. And there's so much grant money that's given to every state, every locality, no matter where you live in the United States, that will help you do that. But you got to do the digging to find out where this kind of stuff is happening where you live, because it is, but it's not on the surface, and it's not in Google. You got to stay away from Google. All they want is your money, or they're going to scam you too. So it's stuff that you could get for free and don't have to pay for, or you're going to get scammed also. Now let me give you a sample of the kinds of things that are out there. Now here's a program in Texas. Now all these programs are either from nonprofit organizations, which on the internet are ending in .org, or government offices, which end in .gov. So the only people you want to look at are .org or .gov, okay? So here's one here, and this is in Texas. They're giving you an emergency cash benefit of $1,500. Just right off, because you just got to get your act together, or whatever. $1,500, plus $5,000 to $12,300 for training, to train for one of these skills that are needed. We have new organizations and companies and manufacturing that are dying for people. And plus this, you get cash for car fare, you get cash for childcare, and you get personal training too through the whole process. Wow! You'd rather go to college and give them $100,000, or you'd rather get all this money up front and you get $100,000 every year. Now, that's a deal you can't refuse, right? Okay, so that's just one sample. Here's another one. What Alabama's doing, they're showing you how if you're working for somebody, and you want a better job in that organization, the government will pay 75% of your salary to learn that better job. Okay, so in other words, if that job is going to, pays $100,000, the government will give them, the business, $75,000 while you learn that job. No sweat on the government, on the company's nickel or balance sheet or whatever. They're getting money from the government to get you trained for a $75,000 job because they need people for that $100,000 job. Okay, and that's in every city, every county, everywhere you want to go. Here's another thing people don't realize: you could be a freelancer at home for the government and make $100,000 right on your kitchen table. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're an IT person or a massage therapist or anything. The government buys more freelancers than anybody else in the world. But how do you find it? Where is it? Well, that problem's solved too. There's free nonprofit organizations that do all that marketing work for you, help you through any bureaucratic nonsense paperwork and everything. So you could do that at home from the government. Or if you have a regular job too, they buy everything, more than anything than anybody else in the world. Here's where to go to get that free help. It's called Apex, APEX, Accelerators, ACCELERATORS.US. Okay, that's another one, right? .us. Apex Accelerators.us. They're all over the country. You make an appointment. Hey, I want to know how to freelance work from the government or contract work from the government or some contract for the government. They'll sit down with you for free and show you. Some of these places even have grants for you to live on while you're learning this process. In other words, they're giving you grants to learn how to get more grants. Now that's cool. You won't find that on the internet. And that's it. Okay, here. You get apprenticeships. This is an organization called Skill Up, skillup.org, skillup.org. They train people for 1 to 3 years, and they pay you a salary for a job paying $100,000 a year. So what the hell? Would you rather go to college and pay them 50 grand a year to go to college, or they pay you maybe 30, 40, 50 grand a year to learn how to get a $100,000 a year job after a few years? Now that sounds a better deal, doesn't it? Well, that's what's available. There's the Apex Accelerator. There's the Skill Up. Okay, what else do we have? Pittsburgh has a great program. They give you $40,000 grant and living expenses to train for a $100,000 job with no degree. Look at the governor in Pennsylvania is dying for people to do this because they're opening in factories that require high-tech skills to run that organization. It's not like working in the steel mills or the car factories where you had to bust your butt to do anything. No, this is just blowing air in between computers or whatever the hell it is, pushing buttons, but making 100 grand a year pushing buttons. Oh, here's another one. An apprenticeship job. Now, apprenticeships are big all over the country. Okay, now if you want to know how to get them, because this is where, again, companies get approved apprenticeship programs by the federal government to train you for a job at a certain income, and that usually is like $25,000, $25 an hour or so. No degree required, no credentials required, because they want to take you from scratch to train you for a $100,000 a year job. One way to find them is go to this one of the big national, job hunting places, Zip Recruiter. Put in Apprentice. Man, you see millions and millions of jobs there that have this in your area. That's the problem, is nobody knows where these are. And these kind of databases help like that. And actually, here's a listing in Maryland. Here, they have 2,000 apprenticeship programs like this. Everything from boiler operator, that doesn't sound like, but arborist, now that sounds like a bricklayer, a carpenter, computer programmer for business, construction trades, all kinds, a mechanic, everything you could think of, a firefighter, right? Has HVAC. Those guys, they make 100 grand a year. So you could get trained for free for that. 2,000 jobs just there. Billions in grant money for chip manufacturing. The government is giving billions to people that start chip manufacturing. So we compete with Taiwan and everybody else in the country, in the world, that's building these chips. Building automobiles isn't where the world is going. It's building chips. That's where the world is going. And I don't mean potato chips. These are chips for the computer. And you got to learn how to do that. And they train you for free. There's so much money on. How do you find that where you are? Okay, you go to your careeronestop.org. careeronestop.org, and find out who in your area is getting grants for chip manufacturing business, because they got so much training business. And actually, careeronestop.org is where you go to find anything like this. I mean, they're going to know more about that. And if that doesn't work, then you go to findhelp.org and put in your zip code, and then put in training, job training, and you'll find hundreds of programs that will help you where you live. Okay, here's another interesting thing I can't get over is if you can't pay child support, what they're going to do is train you for free to get a good job so you could pay child support. Now that's it. So your back pay for child support, so you can't pay and everything. So instead of throwing you in jail, they're giving you money to train for a good job so you can pay child support. Now here's that other thing too. You realize that most states now have a program. Well, they'll forgive your past child support. I know the IRS has a program where they forgive your past taxes you owe, and a lot of counties have forgive your past taxes on property taxes, and they're forgiving your loans for student aid. Now here they're forgiving your back child support taxes. Wow! Isn't the government wonderful? You think the Wall Street will do that? Bullshit, man. They'll send a torpedo out from Detroit and break your kneecaps to get their money. See, that's right. Owing the government money is a lot better than owing anybody else in America money. And that's why nobody takes advantage of it. They don't know. The government doesn't advertise. So try to find out about these stuff, please. I'll put all these links in the bottom below. And I don't know if I can on TikTok, but the others I will. And if you want me to help you get every grant you're eligible for, we have something called letsgohelp.com. We give unlimited personal help. And that's from our grant researchers and myself, but more importantly, members. We have thousands of members now, and many of them are volunteering their time to be available for free to ask them any questions about how they got money so you could learn from them. They're better to learn from than me. Man, I've been doing this 50 years. We probably don't talk the same language, or I can understand what it's like to be 50 years starting out again. They do. And that's why they're so wonderful, and they're loving people, and we're all trying to help each other get through this fucking life. Man, it's a pain in the ass. So let us try to make it easier for you. It is, if your heart's in it, and all these people, their heart's in it like mine is, and all we want to do is help as many people as we can, at least before I die. And that's not maybe too long. I don't know, but I think 10, 15 years will be a bonus. See you soon, I hope.